first of all, why? So this is my whole thing. Cheating is disrespectful, period. It don't matter if you had your reasons or if you didn't. My whole thing is cheating is disrespectful, period. And it's even it becomes my problem, and I have to take some accountability when I start to accept it and then allow it at that. Because let me tell you why I say this. Let me tell you why. For some of y'all hop on me, don't call back. But when you start to get in this place and you start to kind of not recognize yourself, like the things that you say you never tolerate, you start to tolerate it. And on top of that, then not only am I tolerating, then I'm settling for it. So it's just like, is cheating something I'm going to continue to settle for because it's disrespectful, point blank, period. It don't matter. Let's just say this. It's even more stupid, and it makes me look more stupid when I'm very much aware about it. This is that toxic behavior, because people just think toxic behavior is you hitting somebody or you verbally abusing them. No, it's cheating too. That's toxic behavior. Especially if I know, if I'm aware of it, and especially, I will say this. It's no such thing as disrespectful cheating. It's cheating, period, is disrespectful. And I say that to say, like, we have to learn that cheating can, one, be resolved before it's even done by communication. A lot of people don't want to have these tough conversations or communicate how they feel. And as an adult, you have to understand that it's not always going to be peaches and cream. You may get to a point where 1 minute you may like something, next minute you don't. 1 minute you may agree to something, next minute you don't. But this is why communication needs to happen. This is why these conversations need to be happening. Because at the end of the day, if I already said at the beginning of, say if you're talking to somebody, if I already said at the beginning, point blank, period, cheating is a deal breaker, then 9 times out of 10, that's something that's going to stay. Because at this point, if you feel like you need to cheat, why are you still here? We're not doing that back and forth. Like, no. Why are you still here? And my whole thing is, if you feel like you have to be here just to do me a favor, leave, period. Just go ahead and leave, because that'll be doing me much more than a favor than you staying in something that you don't respect anymore. And then people love to say, well, I love you. How? No, because love isn't just not unconditional, but love is respectful. And if you respected me enough, you wouldn't have cheated, but you would have communicated. And I think a lot of times we get the two mixed up because it's a generational thing. This is the thing. A lot of people don't want to say this in the black community, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. For a lot of us ladies out there, especially us young ladies, because I'm a young adult, especially as young, yeah, I'm eligible to drink, just saying. Being a young adult, you see that generational curse being spread forward, because 9 times out of 10, 90% of us have either seen our mother in a dedicated relationship and something was off and we knew and they knew, but they accepted it. And 9 times out of 10, that one thing that they accepted was the cheating, the infidelity, the disrespect, the verbal abuse, the just non-communication. We have all seen that toxic behavior going up. And I feel as if it's not okay. Like, somebody needs to sit up here and say, in the black community, it's not okay. It's not okay, and you don't have to accept it for anybody. Just because your mom, your grandmother, your sister accepted it, your great-grandmother's grandmother accepted it, that don't mean you have to accept it. That don't mean you have to be in that predicament. That don't mean that you have to deal with that. And I think, we should be at a point to where we can kind of be self-aware and take some accountability. When we get old enough to actually fully make our decisions, we can say, hey, I'm not going to accept that. I know my mom's mom accepted it. I know my mother accepted that disrespect, but it's a no. And stand on that. It's a no. If you don't want to, first of all, anybody that cheat one time will do it again. And people love to say, no, they can change. Yeah, they can change with a lot of stuff. That's a process. And we have to learn how to, too, sometimes not to stay around for that process. Because then you'll been went through the process and still doing the same stuff. And some people change, but that's only like 25%. Like, come on now, let's be honest. So I will say this. We need not to accept something that's generational, because that's a generational curse in the black community, but especially for black women. We have to get into this place where we say enough is enough. Enough is enough. Like, we're not doing this no more. It's not okay. I will not be disrespected. And you have to say that over and over again and pray about it. I think a lot of times we get into these relationships and we be like, oh, no, you can leave God at the center. No. If the center is your foundation, why are you leaving that out? Immediately, no. Get somebody else to do it. So we have to understand that, first of all, you have to keep God in the middle. First of all, that be half our problems, but that's a whole nother thing. But I will say this, like, once you done cheated, we have to learn how to say that's it. No matter how much we love a person, because I'm guilty of it. That's how I know. But I'm also guilty of the fact where I chose for one time when it was too toxic for me the first time. So I decided never again in my adult life and even my teenage life going over into my full grown adult life that I was going to ever accept that again, because I'm better than that. There's no need to accept that. But yeah, like, put your foot down and just say this is not something. Because people love to say, oh, what's out there in the open, everybody know. Cool. But the stuff that you know in private, you need to handle your businesses. Like, we gotta stop giving people passes on disrespecting us just because, oh, you love them. No. Real unconditional love. There's plenty of married people out here, people that have been in relationships for long periods of time, and they haven't cheated on their partner or their spouse. And I know them firsthand. And they literally stick by it. And you know what they said? Communication. Prayer. The two main things go hand in hand. And if you're not doing neither, and on top of that, you doing one or the other, like, come on. That's just a choice to choose disaster. Like, no. So I will say this, you respect yourself enough to know that it's time to walk away. It's time for something else. It's time for a change, and we just can't accept that no more. Like, no, we're not doing that no more. At all. Point blank period. So yeah, that's how I feel. We need to start having this conversation about what cheating is acceptable immediately now. Whether it's out in the open or whether it's private, if I know about it, I'm shutting it down, point blank, period. Stop playing with me. Yeah. But yeah. So, that's my answer. But yeah.